Good day, spiritual artists. This is CJ Miller, the host of the Spiritual Artist Podcast. I want to share something with you today, but first I want to ask you this. Is there some problem or some issue in your life that you're seeking solution for? So listen to this. I want to share a concept that I just remembered because it's something I learned many years ago but forgot, a concept that I recently remembered in many ways. Welcome to the Spiritual Artist Podcast. This is Chris Miller. I invite you to join me as I interview artists from a variety of disciplines. We'll share powerful stories and lessons learned while making their art. And let me tell you my story. If you've been following my podcast, I've had some issues with lower back pain, pelvic pain. I've been going on this long journey through urologists and back specialists. Well, I met with my neurosurgeon on Friday, and he shared something with me that I knew, but I forgot. So he was looking at my MRI, and he pointed out that there was indeed a ruptured disc pressing against my nerve that would affect my entire leg, my right side of my body. Um, it was about 25% into the nerve cell, but he said something. He had some questions he wanted to ask to determine whether or not they should do surgery. He wanted to know the level of pain, discomfort, etc. But what he said was really interesting. Um, he said, your body is and will heal that rupture, that 25% of that disc going into my, he said it will slowly dissolve in your system. He reminded me that your body is a self-healing mechanism. If I can get out of the way long enough to let it heal. And getting out of the way can mean several things. We talked recently about with a chiropractor that talked about trauma that could be causing an issue. If it's trauma, then surgery is required, but it also could be triggered by behaviors or belief systems. And so we have to look at what behaviors I might be doing that could be affecting my back. One of the things is I do sit hunched over at a computer a long time in the day. You can appreciate that. I'm doing it right now. Um, but I can change those behaviors. I can use a standing desk. I can pull back on my Stairmaster at the gym. I can maybe not do such incredible bending when I'm doing yoga. All those things are getting in the way of my body that naturally will heal itself. Huh. What a concept, right? A self-healing mechanism. So when he said this to me, I immediately remembered a story that my yoga mentor has mentioned many times. And she talks about how does a Band-Aid work? And this is probably the best story to share with you because it really does explain this self-healing mechanism. You know, when we're kids and we get a boo-boo, we run to mom or dad and they stick that Band-Aid on, and then we have this feeling that it's fixed, we've done what we can do. But you know what? The Band-Aid doesn't really do anything except for shield the injury. Did you ever think of that? It doesn't have any magic powder in it or mixture or some sort of ointment that actually heals you. What happens is your body will heal itself. When we use a Band-Aid, we're just trying to protect that open wound. We're trying to shield it from germs, dirt, all the other things you'd get on it while it heals. We put the Band-Aid on to let the body heal itself. So just like my back, the body will heal itself. It's credible, isn't it? So there's many things that can get in the way. We can have behaviors that get in the way. We can have beliefs that get in the way. And we'll talk about that in a little bit. But let's talk about these behaviors that might get in the way. So I I started following this path of logic. If you haven't heard of Louise Hay, she has this book out. She's no longer with us, but she wrote this wonderful book called Heal Your Body. And in there, it explains how certain issues with your body reflect to belief systems. She actually matched them up. How much is this book? It's not, I bet you it's maybe $10. Yeah, $10. You can get it on Amazon. Heal Your Body. What's amazing about this book is it explains that when you have back problems, the belief system that could be, this is what she says, could be holding you back, is feeling like you're not supported like you're carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders. Anytime a friend comes to me and tells me that they're having back problems, I always ask them, do you feel like you're working too hard right now? Do you think like you're doing too much, or that your family's not supporting you, your partner's not supporting you, your job is not supporting you? Well, it's kind of interesting, isn't it? How our body can be sending us signals of pain to try to tell our minds what's going wrong. Did you hear that? Our mind doesn't know what's going wrong. Our body does. And so when we listen to the body, we can find out and get hints of what could be in our belief systems, our behaviors that are getting in the way. So she even breaks it down to upper, lower, and middle back, slightly different belief systems depending on where the pain is. I'm not going to go any further into the book, but I do recommend it. I recommend that you go get a copy if you've never tried it and see, look at an issue that you're struggling with. Is it physical? Could it be a belief system? Now, it doesn't have to be a belief system. So when she says the lower back means you don't feel like you're supported, it also can be as simple as I'm not exhibiting good posture, or perhaps I'm lifting my weights incorrectly and throwing my back into it when I curl. There are behaviors as well that get in the way of healing. So physical symptoms often correspond to a deeper emotional or belief pattern, and that changing that belief or that behavior will bring about healing. So go back now and think about the issue that you're struggling with. Hmm. Is there a behavior that could be causing it that you might need to get out of the way, or a belief system that you have that you need to get out of the way? This is why being a spiritual artist is a discipline. It's not something you just say, oh, I'm spiritual. No, 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 no. It's an ongoing practice where you are willing to examine your behaviors and beliefs to bring you closer to healing. I'm going to say that again. It's the willingness to examine your behaviors and beliefs and see if there's a step you can take to get out of the way and bring about better healing and alignment. So, this leads me to this, what I love to teach, creative intelligence. There is a creative intelligence that is in your body, a creative intelligence that has made this system work for a healthy physical well being. But you have to listen to it. You have to be willing to listen to what's going on and also be vulnerable and say, you know what? Maybe this belief system needs to be unpacked. Maybe I need to examine, why do I sit at my desk so long? Perhaps I'm pushing too hard. Perhaps I'm trying to get things done on the world of form level instead of the conscious level. A spiritual artist goes and looks at the consciousness behind issues as well. What is the belief system that is causing it? So let's talk about this on a grander scale, because recently I had a bad experience with a product. If you've not seen this ad, it's everywhere right now. Tougher Than Tom mosquito control. They have these ads everywhere. Tired of mosquitoes? And then they show you that with this simple product, you will fix the mosquitoes. Well, I got the product, and let me tell you, yes, I fell for it. If you don't know, I live on a creek. We have tons of mosquitoes. My backyard is covered with them. I cannot go outside at this time of the year without getting bit on my ankles or my legs. So I went out and bought these product and I hung them on the trees in the hopes that I would kill the mosquitoes. After about 3 weeks, it became obvious that the mosquitoes were still there. But you know what they were doing? They were capturing all the flies. Now, you might sit there and say, oh, that's great. I hate flies. They annoy me as well. But I did some research. Flies are annoying. You know, they get into our house, they buzz around our heads, they keep trying to fly near us. They make that noise. But did you know this? Did you know that flies are the second largest pollinator that we have? Second to bees. Bees, then flies. And you know, we're already destroying our bee population. So this product did not work because there's a belief system behind it that it doesn't matter if we kill other insects with the mosquitoes. In fact, it doesn't even acknowledge that there might be, as yet undiscovered, benefit to mosquitoes. And you're right, I don't know the benefit, but I do know that throwing a poison out into the world or doing some sort of trap that attracts moths and flies is damaging to the ecosystem, to the creative intelligence behind this planet. Life has existed on this globe for billions of years. Human beings, I think 200,000, we've been on this planet. This life has established a rhyme and a reason and a balance. There's a total harmony. There are enough insects to pollinate, but also to feed the birds. There's a balance here. And if we as the human race can't start examining our conscious beliefs and getting them out of the way, we will not heal this planet, and it's not going to be good for us. We need to be willing to examine our conscious beliefs, and we can't just put some product like Tougher Than Thompson. Please don't buy it. It doesn't work. It did not work. And they did not give me a money refund. They basically started playing games with me. But that's the goal. See, they put the product out there, selling it really quickly, make the money, and then run. It doesn't work. But the big thing here, the big lesson here is, because I don't mean us to get dark about the planet and the balance of the planet, is there is a balance. There is a self-healing mechanism in the body and the planet. There's a self-healing mechanism. Now, for all you artists out there who are saying, well, what does this have to do with making art? Well, let me tell you, it has everything to do with making art. What belief or behavior is in the way of you making new and better art? Is your belief making you think that you have to use certain colors or that you can't use certain colors? Or is your behavior telling you that you have to use a certain size brush? Just switching one little element can change your whole game plan. Try a different size brush. Go really, really large. Go really, really small. See how it affects your work. You have to get the belief or the behavior out of the way to be a better artist. That's how we continue to expand our tool belt. So this applies to every situation of your life. And that belief or behavior could be just judgment. Are you so critical when you pick up the brush that you don't let yourself actually be present? Did you hear that? Are you so critical when you pick up the brush that you don't let yourself be present? There are certain beliefs or behaviors that get in your way. I was talking to my husband last night, and he was at the first day of rehearsal, and he was talking about what he thought would unravel with his new cast and how it would play out. And I said, just stay in the gap. Just stay in that place of creativity and curiosity and let creative intelligence flow through you and see where it takes you. The behavior of analyzing it too far ahead of the time will get in your way. So, what belief or behavior is getting in your way? You know, when you think about all these things like that we do to get in the way of healing, whether that's the belief system that some magic cure will kill just one specific insect, or the belief system that if we push harder on the treadmill, it will actually help our back. Maybe the belief system is to step back a little bit. You know, they call it the rule of medium, being in the middle place, the middle way, stepping back and letting that system do its work. So for the last week or so, I have pulled back from my pushing exercise. I've watched where and how long I'm sitting. And yes, I'm feeling a little better. And it's going to be a journey. That's the thing. It's not immediate. It's not that pill that you want to take. You want immediate relief. It takes time to shift those things. It's like turning this, there's this ocean liner. I want you to picture that. You are like an ocean liner. You have belief systems and you have habits in you. And if you want healing, it's a slow turn and it will come. So step back and look at whatever issues bothering you and see what can you get out of the way. Is it a belief? Is it a behavior? But know this. Know this. Creative intelligence has a perfect balanced blueprint for this planet and your body. And when you get out of the way, self-healing is yours. Our role is to step back, get out of the ego-driven interference, and trust that creative intelligence will do the job. Earth, our body, everything can and will heal, given the place and time to do it. So I hope you enjoyed this lesson. I will have another podcast out shortly this week. I'm very excited about it, but go out there and examine what's bothering me today. What physical ailment, what mental ailment, and can I examine it and get out of the way and let it heal itself? Talk to you soon. Be creative. Be a spiritual artist. Oh, and one more reminder. My book is going to be live on September 8th. You can pre-order it on Barnes and Noble. It's called Spiritual Parable, and it's about getting on the conscious level, reading a short story every morning for 40 days to align yourself and let life heal you, to align yourself and get those beliefs out of the way that might be holding you back. Talk to you soon. Please follow this podcast, and I look forward to hearing from you. If you have any questions, write them in the comments section. Go out there and be a spiritual artist. Thanks again for listening to the Spiritual Artist Podcast. Whether you're watching this show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Play, or iHeartRadio, make sure you choose the subscribe button so that you will receive updates when new segments are released. Most importantly, be still, listen, and know that you are a spiritual artist.